Thank you for tuning in to Gloves Off Seattle. Your hosts, Patty and Megan, will be talking about all things Seattle women's hockey. If you're here, you probably already know that we love women's sports. Gloves Off Seattle! Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.
Gloves Off Seattle.
Hey guys!
Oh my gosh, who do we have?
Yeah, for people, this is like the I don't know, the summer of interviews, I feel like is what we're doing. So I love it so much. So today, if you are listening and not watching, you cannot see, but those that are watching can see. We have the lovely Lacey from Double Hockey Sticks. And if you don't know what Double Hockey Sticks is, I feel like you're
Where have you
living
been?
under a rock for real. So, for those that don't know, Double Hockey Sticks is a merchandise, clothing and all kinds of fun things, company that Lacey runs, and we're gonna hear all about it. But I just so everybody knows, like that's kind of where we're starting. But before we do anything else, as we do with everyone that comes on our show, tell us, how did you get into hockey?
Please tell.
Well, first of all, I'm so glad to finally be connecting with you guys on here. I'm
Yay!
very honored. And my hockey story is crazy. I'm an adult hockey fan, so it was never a part of my youth or my life really. I actually got a traumatic brain injury in 2020 that was not related to COVID. And so the world kind of went dark, and so did I. And so I was pretty much bedridden for like 16 to 18 months. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't have relationships with anyone. I was completely isolated. I couldn't talk to anyone. I couldn't talk to my boyfriend that I lived with. I couldn't explain what was going on. Like I didn't know what was happening to me. Um, I lost all my friends. I lost my old business, my old community. Pretty much the only people that stuck around were people I had like my best friends from like childhood, but any
Mm.
like adult friends that I had completely vanished and disappeared. And I was in a program for traumatic brain injuries, and the community would tell you like your family, your friends will leave you and abandon you. And I was like, there's no way that's gonna happen, not my community. And it happened. And I was just like, wow, like people really can't handle other people being sick or, whatever. So, and it was the first time in my life that I had dealt with like real chronic illness. Like I had had anxiety and depression before, but I had kind of like learned how to deal with that through like spirituality and therapy. And I had all these coping mechanisms for anxiety and depression, but physical things happening to my body that there were no cure for and that were mysteries. We don't know why you have this. Um, that was terrifying and also caused a different type of anxiety. So I basically did this program for 2 years, and the first 10 months, it's very rare, but it sometimes happens that people get worse when they start the program, and I got
Mm.
worse for 10 months. So we call it like a window of tolerance, like the things you can tolerate. Mine was extremely small, so that's why I couldn't watch TV, I couldn't listen to music, I couldn't leave my bedroom really. Like I could go into my kitchen, I could sort of go into my backyard patio, but besides that, couldn't leave my front door. Like my whole body would shut down if I tried to step outside.
Mm.
So finally, after 10 months of brain rewiring and doing this neuroplasticity program and training myself that like not everything in life is a trigger and you're going to be okay, I was starting to leave my house again. And so I was taking little walks around my neighborhood and like trying to teach myself how to drive again. And my best friend Christian, who has now passed away, he passed away in October last year from brain cancer. He was a huge Anaheim Ducks fan, and so he invited us to a preseason game. It was $3. And so I was like, okay, like I'm doing this. I'm just gonna go. So lights, sounds, noise, people, things I hadn't experienced in 2 years, nor had society because everybody had been inside from the pandemic. Like I just was like, whatever, we're going. So we went. And Christian actually ended up not going with us. So it just ended up being me and my partner who stuck with me the entire time I was sick, despite not knowing what was wrong with me. And we're still together. And most men do not do that when their partners become ill or have cancer. So props to him.
Mm.
He really, really helped me through this. But we went to the preseason game. I remember seeing Olin Zellweger, Trevor Zegras, Jamie Drysdale, Mason McTavish. I like, remember
I'm
these,
like bawling right now. All the players
They're
that
all
aren't with
gone.
the Ducks anymore. Oh my
right?
gosh. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Well, that's the best part too. Like I
Yeah.
immediately was just like, "Oh my God, like those guys are so funny." And like, I don't know anything about hockey, so I'm like, "What a weird name." Like Zellweger and
Me
Zegras,
too.
like those are funny names.
Yeah.
And when the game started, it was like the first time in 2 years or however long it had been, 18 months, that I didn't think about being sick. So I wasn't
Mm.
thinking about dying. I wasn't thinking about what was wrong with me. I wasn't waiting to die or waiting for something else to happen to me or waiting for a trigger. It was just like fully sucked into this game because it was crazy looking. So in the program I was doing, you're supposed to have a hobby because that helps keep your brain neuroplastic so you can train yourself. And I was like, well, I hate sports, so I'm going to make hockey my hobby because there's no way that will take over my entire life.
Oh
So,
man.
yep.
Wow.
Oh,
So
what a
I
thunk.
went
Oh my
home
gosh.
that night and I YouTubed because I was like able to use my computer again and I was YouTubing like hockey, how does hockey work? What is the blue line? What is it like looking up everything I could and watching the difference between ice skaters and hockey players. And so that that was just it. It was helping me rewire my brain. And so
Wow.
it helped me go back out in public. It helped me reconnect with my partner because we started going on dates to hockey games. So we
Mm.
started talking again. I started talking to my mom, my brothers, my dad. My dad and I actually like repaired our relationship through hockey before he passed away in 2022. So like right when I was coming out of everything, he has heart problems and he had gotten an infection and then got COVID and it attacked
Mm.
his heart. And so he needed to get it shocked back into rhythm in July of 2022. And I was able to go visit him. I was able to drive 7 hours and like leave my house and go see my dad. And he got his procedure done and he lived for 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, his wife called and told me that he had passed away. And
Mm.
my dad and I, the only thing we could talk about was hockey. And little did I know, my dad was a huge hockey fan. And I was like, what? My dad was a golf coach and a football coach. So like I don't remember hockey being a part of my life. But when I was telling my brothers and my mom that I was getting into hockey, they were like, your dad used to like hockey. And I'm like, I don't remember that as a part of my childhood. But it is like when you have the hockey games on and you hear the sounds, like it is that background kind of ASMR soothing, like it reminds me of my childhood. And I'm like, man, like I remember the football games, but like maybe my dad did watch hockey and I just wasn't paying attention.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, from being in my bed 24/7 to running this brand, like hockey really did save my life. Trevor Zegras and Jamie Drysdale were my favorite players on the Ducks, and that's why I followed them to Philadelphia. Like they were a huge part of saving me. And I've gotten to tell Trevor that, and they're a huge part of that for me. So that's why I've kind of become more of like a player girly than like a organization or team.
Team.
I
Yeah.
still have my teams that I love, but like
Sure.
there's players that I'm like not, like Trevor, I'll follow him to VGK. Like I don't care. I won't root for VGK, but I'll root for Trevor.
I
So
have a question.
yeah.
So that first game that you went to get your, when you got your life back and your friend Christian didn't come and it was you and your partner, did he know about hockey? Like both of you went there not knowing anything about hockey? Uh, because that's amazing. That's like
Yeah.
really weird.
It's really weird because I live 3 minutes from Honda Center and just passed it every day for 10 years living here and was just like it did that. I went to Honda Center for concerts, not
Mm.
like I don't know what hockey is. And we had gone to actually a VGK versus Ducks game the first year VGK was a team. And I
Mm.
do remember doing that and it was really fun, but like we were not sports people. Like we're skateboard people. Like that's as far as sports goes for us. Um So we went to that VGK versus Ducks game and like we were so excited about the food and like the snacks and just like going and having this adventure, you know. So then whatever, 5 years later, we're in this arena and like we have jerseys because we went to another game. That game, the VGK game, it was with Christian and we had bought jerseys. Like, so we're showing up in jerseys, but like don't know anything about hockey. And I'm a huge Disney fan. I also live like a mile from Disney.
Well, I don't know if you know this, that Patty used to live down there. So
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah. So she,
And we're a
yes,
Ducks fan.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. So I mean we were like Mighty Ducks, like quack quack, like
Yeah, quack, quack, quack.
like that was our knowledge of hockey. So it progressed for me extremely fast just because now I understand like through the brain injury, like I then got diagnosed with ADHD and autism. So I
Mm.
started to understand like hyperfixations and I didn't know anything about that prior to learning all the brain stuff. And so I all I did was hockey every single day from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. And so we in that was September. So in February of 2022, we went to the All-Star game in Vegas and I was talking to all the sports fans and the guys and they were like trying to talk to my boyfriend and he was like, "Don't talk to me, talk to her." Like I don't know anything. And
Yes.
so he loves it. Like we have such a good time. He loved being a season ticket holder at the Ducks. But he just it's not his main hyperfixation like it
Yeah.
is for me. So we can talk hockey, but he definitely doesn't know like everything the way
That's
I do.
awesome. That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. I love the
Yeah.
fact. And I have my survived someone mansplaining hockey to me shirt. So this is a double hockey sticks, as is Patty's has a double hockey sticks shirt on. So hockey
Sounds
someday
gay.
I'm
I'm
in.
in.
Anyway, but I want to hear why did you start double hockey sticks? Like where did this come from? Because going from like obviously not being a hockey fan at all, period, overdone, to becoming, and I'm a hyperfixator, like I think I'm neurospicy as well, and so like I tend to hyperfixate, obviously,
Yep.
like going from not being a sports fan at all to like being a mega torrent fan enough that I have a podcast about them, you know what I mean?
Oh, so
uh,
you know.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, no, no. I mean, I'm married into it. Like that's kind of how I got into it. Because I tell people all the time, I said it's hard to go to a hockey game and not like understand what's going on. But if you
Yeah.
sit next to somebody that's willing to explain everything to you, then it helps. Like it
Yep.
absolutely helps. But
Yeah.
we digress. Tell us the story about double hockey sticks. How did this get started?
Fate. I don't know. It's still
The
like
universe.
yeah, like I still like try to figure that out myself, but basically from 22 to 23, I was still recovering. I was still in recovery. I was still kind of doing the program to retrain my brain, but also trying to wean myself off of it because it was like, I'm not going to do this for this program for the rest of my life. So I have to learn to take the training wheels off at some point. So as I started weaning myself out of the groups and out of that community, I started putting myself more and more into hockey communities. And the biggest and best hockey community that I found was actually the queer hockey community, which I wasn't expecting to find that. And I had also realized through my brain stuff that I was queer. I never had words for it growing up, but like now we do. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm asexual. I'm aromantic." Like I have all these I'm genderqueer. Like I have all these things that I have been my whole life but didn't have an expression for it. So I was really finding myself in the queer hockey community and it was like a reflection of what I was going through. So queer hockey fans taught me everything I know about hockey, so I will just say that first and foremost, all credit. Um so I was in this community with a Discord of a bunch of people that I had met, and they had never seen the Mighty Ducks movies. So we started this Discord to watch the Mighty Ducks movies together. And then everyone was like, "Well, we watched the movies, like, can we keep the Discord?" And I was like, "Hell yeah." So there was like 30 of us that just became like really good internet friends. And I was like, I could make a stupid brand like I could make clothes for them like and for me and just be dumb and show my brain that like I can create things and load them on a website and sell them and figure out how to work again because I knew like I worked at Zoomies for 15 years prior, which is a skateboard retail company,
Hmm.
which is like super demanding of the physical body. Like I still have physical trauma during holiday season from what retail did to me.
Oh yeah.
And I knew that because of my disabilities and like how my body and brain had changed, I was not going to be able to go back to a normal job, like a 9 to 5 or a full-time or part-time. I was going to have to find a job that worked for me. So I was like, if I can show my brain that I can work and have a clothing brand, haha, like, I'll get one sale a month, like whatever. So I started it for my friends and for my queer hockey community. And the day that I launched it, I think I had 30 sales. And I was
Wow.
like, what the fuck? Like I was expect like my boyfriend bought something and I was like, yay! But then the sales kept coming in and I was like, oh my God, like this, I don't know what's happening right now. So it was very much a joke slash something not serious that was like I was just trying to show my brain that I could have a job because I had worked for 15 years since the time I was 15 years old and then was unemployed for 3 years and had to learn how to let someone else take care of me, which was not fun, but now I've learned that lesson. So
You
I was
should not say that to the universe too loud. I'm just putting that out there. Just
well,
saying.
I always wanted to be taken care of,
Yeah,
so
there you go.
that's what happened. So, I mean, I'm thankful for that experience and I've totally learned like the reciprocation from my partner and I, like when he first started his brand, he didn't work for 3 years because he was focused on his brand and I took care of everything. So like we're very like, yeah, if we need each other, like we got each other's back. So very grateful for that stability.
Yeah.
But yeah, the brand was just essentially to show my brain that like I could do difficult things because learning new things, like learning a platform, how to design, how to upload, how to build a website, that was so difficult for my brain to do in that time, even though I had made websites for the past 10 years. I had
Mm.
had several clothing brands. I had done retail. I had run big $1,000 businesses. I had my own business prior to having a brain injury, but it was all like brand new again and it was extremely triggering. So like every time I came into like a like oh you have to figure out this tax thing, like I would have a breakdown and have to like train my brain like it's okay, like you don't have to have a panic attack, you don't have to have this symptom come up, like it's okay. So I was still kind of like retraining my brain while I was starting double hockey sticks. And so I mean, pretty quickly it turned very serious because NHL teams wanted to work with me within 2 months of starting. And I was like, what
Wow.
the fuck? So, and that, I mean, that was like, I wasn't trying to, that was never a goal.
So
Yeah.
So,
I have a question before we get too far into this. What was your
yeah,
first item that you
Yeah. What was the first thing you
designed?
made? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a great question. I love it.
hockey is gay.
Yes.
Yes.
That was that was actually the original idea of the brand. Like I thought of that before I thought of the name and was like, "Oh, I need to put that on a shirt, so I should have a clothing brand." So Hockey is Gay was the first thing that I ever made and sampled. It was the first thing I ever showed anyone, and it was actually the first thing that NHL teams saw and were like, "We want to
Yes.
make stuff like that, but
And
we
if you
can't.
can't,
But
if
you
you're
can make
just
stuff like that for us."
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
It's
you're just
like,
listening, you don't see that the wall behind Lacey is a
It's a
rainbow
rainbow.
flag.
Yes.
Yeah, the whole flag.
yeah.
And it's painted on and it's beautiful. And I love that the gay community is the one that accepted you and
Oh,
included you and made you and educated you. And that's just it's so apropos to me that
oh,
that's
it's
how it happened.
a
Even in
hundred
a
percent.
traditional hockey market. Like
Yeah.
that's definitely not what you uh, normally think of. I don't know that.
No, not with the NHL fandom. And that's the thing is that like, I mean, I want to hear about this, where this was going with the NHL teams, coming to you and wanting to work with you and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's very interesting because we met you through the P-Dub. Like that's where we met
Yeah.
you. And so
Yep.
for us, it's like this inclusivity that you're talking about, like the queer hockey community, that is the almost the entirety. Even
Yep.
if you're straight, I think you're included in this community that we have created with the, with the PWHL.
PWHL, yeah.
So I think I think that's something to really it's interesting because I didn't even realize that there was that community for the NHL, because for us and the times that we've gone to NHL games, even especially prior or after we started going to PWHL games, I was like, oh, this is broy. You know what I mean? Like this is just not the vibe. I mean, it's just not. It's not the
True.
vibe. So,
Mhm.
How
okay,
did you find this community? Okay, where are we going? I was going to say, how did
go
you, how
ahead.
did the gay community find you when you were starting out? How did you hook up with them?
I was really trying. I could not go on social media because everything was so triggering. Like when you're going through this brain rewiring process, you're not supposed to engage with like world news. So like during 2020 to 2023,
Oh
like
my
that's
God.
a terrible time.
Yeah.
Fucking try to avoid that. So
Yeah.
I literally was I still to this day find out certain celebrities died during those 3 years because I didn't know.
You weren't paying
I
attention.
didn't
Yeah. Or
know.
you weren't, yeah, you
So
weren't
there's
aware of it.
like
Yeah.
get like sorry to get political, but like January 6th, I did not know what that was. So when it
Yeah.
came around again, I was like, why is everybody talking about this date? Like
Okay.
I missed huge things that
Huge.
happen
Yeah.
politically in society. So um I didn't want to go back on Instagram, Twitter, like I just wanted to stay away from that stuff. And I was super into Letterkenny, which was very weird and random because that's also like a hockey-based show.
I know, which is really funny because she doesn't have any idea, and I know what Letterkenny. I knew what Letterkenny was prior, but like she had no idea about Letterkenny and what's the other one that Shorzy? I was like, what's the other?
Shorzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
was like the
So
other one. So
I was watching Letterkenny before Shorzy even came out. So
yeah,
and Letterkenny is also like they kind of call it like hillbilly Shakespeare. So it's like
yeah,
extremely punny and like
yeah.
to I had it was like learning another language. So that was also really helping me rewire my brain. And then on top of that, there was like hockey terminology and
Hmm.
references that
Yeah.
was like, so it was all happening at the same time. And so I was really into Letterkenny and I was like, well, where do fandoms meet? Well, I remember like 10 years ago when I was in the Disneyland fandom, I was on Tumblr. So I went to Tumblr and was like, I
Mm,
bet I can find Letterkenny fans. And of course I did. And it was a very, 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 very small fandom, not a lot of engagement. And through that is where I found like the NHL community. And I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay, like there's more content over here. There's more people talking about it. There's more people willing to teach you about hockey, not just like because I would be in like watching games and there would be like chat rooms with men and it's just so toxic, or I would be invited to like male co-ed discords with hockey and it was just so toxic. But I found this queer space with Tumblr hockey fans and it was mostly women and queer people. And that's just really where I kind of like found my home. And then from there, that's where I found all the Discord people that came into my Discord where we watched the Mighty Ducks. So Tumblr was really where like a lot of that started for me and where I got educated from the queer community. And then when Double Hockey Sticks started, it was kind of like I was to the point where I was like, okay, I have to probably make a real social media because Tumblr's not. I was a like goldfish in a little tiny pond, and I was
Mm,
outgrowing it. So I was like, I can't run this. And Tumblr's also like a fan space, so like maybe not everybody's going to be comfortable shopping from there, and it's just a different type of environment. So I left Tumblr and I decided to go full Instagram because my prior business was on Instagram and I had like almost 40,000 followers. So I was already used to having a big audience, which is something that I was terrified to have again and did
mm,
not want. And I think that's why I stayed on Tumblr for so long because it keeps you really small. And I knew that I had to take the jump because Double Hockey Sticks and me, I was meant to do something bigger for a bigger audience and bigger community. So I mean I tried to stay small, but I'm just so freaking loud and about the things that I believe in and the things that I
yeah.
think need to change in society and in hockey. And apparently a lot of people believe that with me, and thank I'm so thankful to that, because the community is what gives me the strength to keep going. Because if not for people like you guys, the people listening, the people who are following me on Instagram and social media and who buy from me, I would have stopped doing this a long time ago, because
Yeah.
I don't need to be in the sport. Like I could easily walk away from this. I stay because of the community. I'm not doing this for the men that skate. I'm not doing this for the coaches, for Gary Bettman. I'm doing this for my community, like the fans, not
Right.
the players. So
Well, and I
it's
think that's
become
really
bigger
interesting.
than.
Yeah, and I think that that's something that's really interesting because we've been in a lot of spaces very, very recently talking about especially women's sports, like female athletes, women's sports, in that the community in the fandom is the epitome. It's not about who knows is the most. It's not about who can recite the most
Stats.
statistics. It's about what can we do for each other. And I think like one of the biggest things, and I think you experienced this because you came to a couple tournament games, like
Yeah.
the trinket exchange that we have is just it's the most silly, ridiculous, not like I'm not don't mean that degrading, but
Heartwarming.
it's like it's lovely, it's so beautiful, and it's really just about like how do we meet up with each other and connect with each other, and like especially the people who are creative enough to create something. I mean, the things that we have gotten from this trinket
Oh my
exchange,
gosh.
like just the amazing creative. So like when I look at you and what you're creating, I mean, you have created a community. Double Hockey Sticks is a community. And I granted, yes, we get fun clothes out of it too. Don't get me wrong, that's super fun. But I think the other thing is like if I see somebody in Double Hockey Sticks, I'm like safe, right? Safe person. I know they know what's up and I don't have to worry, like and I love that. So I just want to say like hats off to you for the community you created and having that mind and opening it up in a way that we can all enjoy it. I have a quick question that's going to totally probably be aside, but I'm so curious. Where did you come up with "I just hope so and so has fun"? Because I just want to put it out there that that is Lacey's design. Anybody else who has that steals, and they are Steeler McSteelersons, they're thieves, but that's hers, and I love it. And I want to know when did that start and how did that start?
I actually created that design for the first time in Seattle when I was up there for the women's tournament, I believe in 2024. So my first time ever vending anywhere. I
And that was with the Seattle women's
yeah,
hockey.
Seattle
Yeah,
Women's
yeah,
Hockey
Seattle
And
Club.
women's
who
hockey.
was it?
Yeah,
Who I just hope
Yeah,
who has
yeah.
fun.
You just well, who was it?
Trevor
Of
Zegras.
course.
I thought it
Yeah.
was. I
I
thought
mean,
it
I thought it
was.
was the original too, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
I mean,
Isn't that weird that you were in Seattle with the women's pride and it
no,
was
not women's pride, just Seattle women's hockey
oh
club.
Oh yeah, it
Seattle
was
Women's
just
Hockey
Seattle
Club, but
Women's.
still,
Yeah.
I hope Trevor Zegers has fun. Anyway,
Well, and that was just me.
Yeah,
Trevor always on my mind. Like that's
yeah,
my
yeah,
boy. That's like
oh,
spiritual connection to that kid. And
there's a
yeah.
t-shirt right
he,
there. Trevor,
he
always on my mind.
yeah, he
I
doesn't
love it.
need the
We
ego
gotta
boost
get
from that.
tomorrow. She's gonna have it on the
Yeah. Oh
website.
yeah. Tomorrow I'll have that up in an hour.
I love it.
No, no, he doesn't need any more ego boosts from me.
Oh
But
my goodness.
yeah, that it I mean Trevor is I very much resonate with him as a human being because he's extremely misunderstood and
Mm,
he's very childlike and I'm very childlike and his hockey was fun. Like that is his Michigans and his crazy goals and his weird attitude and him having a personality when no one else in the NHL would step up and have a personality was the thing that like attracted me to the team. And I
mm,
remember like when he left, or he didn't leave, my favorite player, Jamie, got traded to Philly, and then Trevor immediately broke his ankle. So when they were both off the team, it didn't feel like the same team anymore.
mm.
And I never got that feeling back watching the team ever. So like even when Trevor came back, it just wasn't the same without him and Jamie. And so when he got traded to Philly, I was like, yeah, like my boys are back. And I get that joy again from watching him playing in Philly and being happy. So it's so funny because the fun thing has become like a like today he had a live press conference and he talked about having fun in Philly again. And I'm just like, oh my God, like it's so crazy how this has kind of like followed him around. But yeah, that was the first one I ever made. And it was so funny because I was talking to my attorney about it because so many people copy it. You can't trademark a common phrase. Like it's you
Yeah.
can't, but he was doing research on like where did that come from? And he was like, "Oh, did you know that that phrase came from The Office?" And I was like, "The TV show?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, I don't watch The Office, so like I have no idea." And he's like, "Yeah, it's like from an episode." And I guess the guy that Steve Carell plays,
Yeah.
he says it or makes a sign or something that says, "I just hope both teams have fun." And that's
Oh.
from like 2010-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like yes, I've seen that everywhere. Like you people have clothes of that like but that was not uh, consciously an influence for me for
Sure,
that
sure.
line. I just was like I just hope Trevor Zegras has
That's
fun.
fun.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
so maybe it was like in my subconscious because that's been a part of the like sports lore, but again,
Yeah.
not a sports person. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. That was like the Trevor embraced that and like loved it, and his girlfriend at the time loved it. And so because they embraced it, I was like, maybe other players would want people saying that about them. And so
Absolutely.
it's really cool to see like the fourth liners getting love. Like one of my friends in St. Louis, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's Pavel Buchnevich. He's a
Sure.
fourth liner in on
Sounds
the
great.
Blues. Hopefully I said that right.
Yeah.
And they bought a flag. I just hope he has fun. And the social media team got him kind of like smirking like in warm-ups. He scored a hattie that night.
Yes.
Yes.
So like it's cool to kind of see like they like it. Like the
Yeah,
players like it and
absolutely.
they have fun with it and it's kind of
We've
a silly, goofy, lighthearted, heartwarming thing that like you don't think of when you think of masculine tooth knocking out hockey.
we've seen it on signs at the Climate Pledge Arena for
Oh
touring
yeah.
games. I mean,
Oh
I
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
forget which player it was. Was it
Emily Brown.
Emily
You
Oh,
Brown?
Emily Brown.
she has a flag that says you have the flag, right? This is
I
I just
have the
have
fly. I have a ton of Emily Brown stuff because Emily Brown is actually a huge double hockey sticks fan,
yes.
and she wears the
She
brand. Her
knows what's up.
girlfriend wears the brand. Her
Yes.
girlfriend wore the I just hope
I
Emily Brown shirt
yes.
on at
Yes.
Pride.
Yes.
So yeah, they've fully embraced it. I've heard rumors that the Torrent locker room loves the brand,
Oh
and I
yeah.
know there's a few PWHL players out there that have some stuff. So that's pretty like surreal in my
Amazing.
to me. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
know Jacob Truba has a couple things. Um, and Trevor obviously has some stuff. So yeah, there's like some NHL players that have some stuff too. So
But
it's
more importantly, the fans. I mean, like, let's just talk
yeah,
about like the fans. Like, that's what it's all about. Like, it's about, the fans getting to show their love. And then again, like you said, like the players getting to see their name on a,
cool.
like, and like you said, like fourth liners, like you'll put anybody's name on a flag or on a t-shirt, which I love. I love that because it's like, it can be the most, niche thing in the
Obscure.
entire, yeah, obscure thing in the entire world. And you can,
Yeah.
But I
yeah,
mean, let's talk about the first thing we got, the double hockey sticks, because you saw it on a hat
I
and
did.
you messaged Lacey and said, "Oh, if
Oh,
that was on a t-shirt, I'd buy it." And she's like, "Done."
Yeah.
And she
got
made
it.
it in a t-shirt. And it was like, "Tell me I'm pretty. Wait, take me to a hockey game and tell
Tell
me
me I'm
I'm
pretty.
pretty."
That's right.
Yep.
Take me to hockey games and tell me I'm
Yeah.
pretty.
And that
I
was
was
like
like,
my first impression of you guys. I'm like, fuck yeah, I love these people.
yeah. Yeah, that's I mean like I just like it's like lighthearted snark. And that's what I
Yeah.
love about it. It's like the lighthearted snark of
Yeah.
like I mean like yeah, like these are like they're just really funny. I
So
actually
many people stop me in this shirt. You have no
oh yeah.
idea. Where did you get
Where did
it?
you
I
get it?
love
What is
it.
it? Oh
Oh
yeah.
my God, yes.
Every time we wear your gear, like
Yeah.
100% we get that.
That's
But I
awesome.
oh yeah, I have to shout out because like I have the the LA lesbians on the back
Yeah.
of the truck now. Oh my gosh, that is like
My
my
God.
favorite thing. And I'm like,
She's-
I want to drive the truck because it's cool now because it's got the car
I'm like,
magnet on
we
it.
can put the magnet on the more
On the Honda, I'm like, no, we cannot.
the more
No,
economical
gotta be
car
on the
we
truck.
could. Yeah. She's like,
Gotta
"Oh,
be.
I want to drive the truck to every soccer game now." Is because yeah, she just wants to
I want to be
represent
that. I
at
want
the
to be that
soccer
Want
cool.
to show
games.
off.
That's
Yeah.
right. The cool soccer mom. Okay.
That's so
Sorry.
awesome.
Obviously we love your stuff for sure. So I want to hear like how you felt like we haven't actually talked about this ever. When the PWHL came on the scene, like what did that do to you in your fandom? Because I feel like that probably maybe brought things full circle to you because like I said, the community and the fandom of the PWHL sounds like
Incredible.
what you were already doing in the subgroup that you were in, not the main fandom of the NHL. So,
Yep. I remember hearing about it launching because I remember like the day before or the week before everybody was talking about the prior league folding. And
Mm.
like I did not know any like at the time because I was still going through brain stuff, the NHL was my maximum output. Like I could not take in anything more. So I was like, I don't know anything about women's hockey. I knew like who Hillary Knight and Sarah Nurse were, and that was about it. That was 2023, I think. And so when they launched the PWHL, I was like, well, it's it's a starting point. So like I might as well jump in because no one's going to know anything. So I'm not going to be overwhelmed. So I was able to like very loosely, get into it. And the Seattle Women's Hockey Club was the first place I vended at. So like I already had this understanding that like women wanted my brand and like not cis men wanted my brand and like that's who my market is. So I was like, oh, well, yeah, now I can start making more like women's hockey stuff, which is what people from like women's hockey clubs wanted, but like it was really hard to me to sell because I just didn't have that audience quite yet. So it was a really good thing for the business. But it definitely took me like I would say my full-blown like obsession with the PWHL happened this season because I'm not by a team. So like they were all on the East Coast and like I'm like, cool, glad you guys are all having fun. Like I'm
Yeah.
in Southern California and we don't have that. So when they announced Seattle, I was obviously like, I'm from the Pacific Northwest originally, so and I'm a Kraken fan, so I was like, okay, well, obviously I'm gonna
Ooh.
be a Torrent fan. And I was originally a Montreal fan because I'm also a Habs fan, so those were my teams. And when I went to the PWHL game up there, I don't even know, was that in March?
Uh, I think it was. I think
Oh
it was
yeah, it
in
was in
March.
March because I
Yeah.
was vending at the
At the
Seattle
Seattle,
Hockey
yeah,
Center.
Seattle Women's
Yeah.
Hockey Club. Yeah.
So that was my first experience experiencing the PWHL, and it was just like, and I mean, what a place to do it at Climate Pledge with that community, with that fan base, with that team, the trinkets. Like I was so emotional. Like I don't even know if I've even processed that yet. And then a week later, I was invited to the freaking MSG game for Torrent and
Sirens.
the Sirens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what an
Yeah,
introduction
we've
to
got it. We've
We
got
got
PWHL.
the
the
we got the
right behind us.
I
yeah.
have mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was just like it was really hard for me to fully embrace because I wasn't a part of it. But now I feel like I'm a part of the Torrent family. I'm a part of, the Victoire family, and now I have two teams within 6 hours of me, which is like mind-blowing because I
Yes.
never thought that was going to be a reality. Vegas is 4 hour drive. San Jose is a 6 hour drive. I
Hope you
am
drive fast.
yeah, I'll speed up there, but I'm planning, I mean, I would say I'm a San Jose fan because it's California, even though Vegas is closer. But they got Layla Edwards and I was
Mm.
like, yeah, it's over. I'm a San Jose fan.
We get
So
it.
I still love the Torrent. I'm still
Oh
a Vegas
yeah.
fan. But I just, California, like I got a team.
Yeah. We can't wait to come down to San Jose and watch.
Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah,
gosh.
we're coming. I mean, we're already like, can we get the schedule so we can start making all
Yeah.
these stupid
Please, can
travel
we have the
plans?
schedule,
Yeah, because the
please?
travel plans that we're gonna have for this season are ridiculous now that we have all these close teams. You know
Oh
what I
my gosh.
mean?
I'm
So
ready.
yeah,
I'm
we've already
so ready.
we've made the commitment that no matter where the Torrent play for the first game, we'll be there. Like if it's at home,
Yay.
awesome. But if it's someplace else, we're
You're
there.
going?
Like we're
Oh,
gonna go. Yeah, we got to be
that's
there. We
awesome.
got to be. We did
You
it last
you'll
year.
go to Canada?
Oh
We
yeah.
went last year to
Yeah,
Okay.
we went to
Vancouver.
Yeah, we
That
went
was
to
our first
Vancouver.
time.
Yeah.
Vancouver. Have we
Yes.
been to Montreal?
Yeah, so we last season we went to Vancouver, we went to Montreal, we went to Boston, and we went to the MSG game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was yeah. So we've been to every barn except well, I mean we haven't been to the official New York barn, but like
And we
Well,
haven't
yeah,
been to now the official
but
Boston barn.
yeah,
MSG.
But
That's
but yeah, we were
yeah.
MSG, but so we haven't been to Toronto or Ottawa, and obviously the new team. So that's
so
those
ready.
are lacking, but we feel like with Hamilton and Detroit, like we're
Yeah.
probably going to be able to
Hampton,
hit a
Detroit, and
So
you
Canada.
know maybe even Ottawa in
So
that,
Yeah.
we're probably going to be able to hit a bunch of them in one road trip. So that's kind of
well, I just got my passport for the first time ever in my life. So
what?
Ooh.
yeah,
Yay, good for you.
so
Yeah, that's awesome.
I
Yeah,
would
well,
love
we only
to go
live,
to
we
Canada.
only live we're actually going to Canada this
I
weekend.
know.
Like we only live a couple hours from the
Well,
border, so.
and I grew up in Vancouver, Washington, and I was
Oh
in
yeah.
Seattle all the time, and Zoomies is based out of Seattle. So I mean, I still am always in Seattle, and I never like
Never been
never
to
did
Canada.
that.
Yeah.
Never been to Mexico, never been to Canada.
We'll have
Like,
to get you up for a Vancouver game. Yeah.
no, I'm
Yeah.
coming. It's
Yay!
happening.
We're so excited. Okay, so tell us like what's next for you? Like what's on the horizon? You got anything big coming up or I mean, I know you so this is the other thing, guys, is like we haven't really talked, we kind of touched on it, we haven't talked about it. Like you are vending at like so
Yeah.
many like tournaments right now, which is the coolest thing. So we've gotten to see Lacey like 2 or 3 times this season because she was up for the Pike Place Market, which is the Seattle Women's Hockey Club, for the Seattle Pride Classic, which is the Seattle Pride Hockey Association tournament. And now you're going to be in at the Portland, I'm sorry,
Dirty Birds.
Dirty Birds tournament this
Yeah.
weekend in Portland, which we're going the other direction. Like yeah,
Aw,
it's like
Yeah,
we
we're
got,
going
we're
north.
we're going to Vancouver Island, so you can't really feel
that's
that bad for
okay.
us. Yeah,
You
yeah,
guys
yeah.
go have fun. You deserve a break.
Ah, thank you,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, we're joking because there is no off season. Like,
Yeah, no,
this is supposed to be off
We
season,
thought it
but
was going to
no,
slow down, but
no. July and August have actually become my like vending months. Like that's when I go vend. And I was in Santa Barbara last weekend for a women's 3v3 tournament. And then so obviously this weekend I'll be in Portland. The following weekend I'll be in San Diego. So it's kind of just like become my West Coast summer tour that I do every
yeah,
year. And then the Labor Day weekend is Play LA in Lakewood, California, which is a weekend tournament, co-ed, super fun. And they actually have Para Hockey Pride this year, which is the queer
cool.
sled hockey team. So they're going to be here. So yeah, it's my summers are super, super fun. I fill them up with vending and it's so cool. Like it's so cool that I can go to any city and vend or any city and go to a hockey game and know people and like
yeah.
meet people and have connections with people. So yeah, really busy with like physical stuff right now. Like my focus is not on the website for, the June, July, August. Like I'm focused on in-person
In
stuff,
person.
but I do have what I think is going to be one of the craziest collections coming out. I'm working on it. It's nowhere near finished, but I have
Wait,
Can you
Can you
tease it a
tell
little
us?
bit?
I mean, it's I have a new, not new, but I found an additional manufacturer that makes more like streetwear style stuff,
I
which is
saw the
not
shorts.
new.
I saw the shorts that just came out. Is
So
that the
yeah,
new
just
vendor?
color blocking, like trying to do a little bit different stuff. So
Yeah.
I found some new vendors and I found some stuff that's distressed clothes, tie-dyed clothes, dyed, soft washes, jackets, studded, like just things that are like really what I want to be making, but like I just have never found the manufacturer for it. So I have a really cool new manufacturer that I'm checking out and I'm testing stuff right now. And I'm really just hoping to bring kind of a fresh vibe to double hockey sticks for this coming NHL and PWHL seasons.
I feel like
Um
I'm in trouble. I feel like I'm
the
really
cool so the best part about this is that streetwear is really expensive. So that's where you're getting like your
Yeah,
hundred
that's why she's in trouble,
dollar.
Lacey, because streetwear
Yeah.
is very expensive.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about this manufacturer is it's not expensive for me. So that
Mhm.
means it doesn't have to be expensive for you guys. So it is a little more premium. It is
Yeah,
going to be more expensive than a $30 t-shirt, but it's not
sure.
like it's going to be an $80 t-shirt. So
Yeah.
it's still going to be reasonable. And I just think it's gonna add a layer of who I am as what I want to wear because double hockey sticks ultimately is just shit I want to wear. And
But you
thankfully,
know what?
other
as
That's
people
it
can
should
wear it
that
too.
is
be.
perfect. Like you should not be doing like, we joke all the time. It's like we do this podcast because it's fun. Like, and
Yeah.
the
That's what we
minute
want to talk
and
about.
then the minute it stops becoming fun, I don't want to do this podcast anymore. You know what I mean? And it's like that is I think if you can do that in life, I mean, in this for this is a hobby
Yeah,
for us. Obviously yours is your job and that's different. But it's like if you can do that in life, like I'm not going to fault anybody for doing something that makes them happy and making
totally.
clothes you want to wear. Heck yeah.
Yep.
Like that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, that's what that the designing and like my brain going nonstop and getting it onto a garment is what keeps me sane through all the BS that the NHL and even the PWHL
Yeah.
puts me through and just hockey culture as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, the design stuff makes me really happy. Also maybe potentially some PWHL official team stuff.
Ah,
Not 100% sure.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. But
it's
that's
out
cool.
there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's
Yeah, I
out
get it.
there. We're talking. I'm talking. It's after working with the NHL, I'm weary to work with any big corporations ever again,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
But the PWHL has definitely not the PWHL, but the individual teams have been kind and said like we will listen to you and what your needs are. And if we can come to an agreement, great. If not, like no hard feelings. So
Right.
potentially that. And then one of my day ones I just had a call with, and that's a Black Girl Hockey Club.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes.
They take all of July off for rest and
Right.
recovery.
Recovery.
And
Yeah.
they actually made an exception to talk to me. And so we're gonna regroup again like late August and hopefully try to do something for the beginning of the season together. So I mean them and Hockey Indigenous were my day ones who I wanted to work with. And I've had a Hockey Indigenous collab now for 2 years on my website. And if I could get Black Girl Hockey Club, like
Your
Yeah.
collaborations are just amazing,
Well, and I was going to
Lacey.
say that,
Oh,
I want to talk about what the collab you just did with Will and Trailer Park, yeah, Trailer Park Sports Network and Trailer
the
Park Hockey
boy.
Network. Yeah, he's whatever he's got a billion. I'm like, I don't when do you sleep, Will? Like I'm just like, when do you
Oh, he
sleep? Like he's
doesn't.
got so much stuff going on and he's working
Yeah.
right now. So I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
We're texting
I
all
feel
hours
very
of the day.
motherly to a lot of these creators. I'm like, oh, like
You just take a rest and
that's
like
right.
sleep.
Sleep, take care of yourself, eat, make sure you're drinking enough water.
That's me. That's me with Will. I feel like I'm like Will's like I maybe not aunt, but like his cousin. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Aw, that's great. Yeah,
yeah,
so you just did a collab with him and
yes,
protect black hockey players, protect hockey fans, which I think is, it's obviously the messaging is spot on for, what we got going on right now. So I,
yeah,
just appreciate your view of the world and like you're not being afraid of you know, voicing what you want to voice. And that's what I think that's what we love about you. It's like, and we joked before we got on that it's like who knows what's going to happen today? Like anything could happen. But no, I mean,
literally,
but that's what people expect from you too. Like that's the
yeah,
thing is it's not even like it's not
unexpected.
like you're unpredictable. It's that you say you talk you real talk and like not mincing words and you can like you said I can be a fan of the NHL. I can be a fan of certain players. I
Yeah,
don't have to be a fan of certain teams. I don't have to like the coaches. I don't have to, I mean, the same with the PW, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like we can like players, we can like teams. It doesn't mean that we like the the industrial complex that it lives in. And that's but that we live in, this is a
true.
society we live in too. So you know it is what it is. But
Yeah. It's I mean it comes back like the big thing that I constantly see on social media and like I personally get asked a lot is like how do you choose an ethical team? How do you choose players? How do you choose this? How do you choose that? And I'm like there is no ethical consumption of professional hockey. There just isn't. So name any NHL team, I'll tell you a scandal. Like that doesn't exist. But does that mean we just don't participate? For some people, yes, that is the unfortunate answer that they just can't participate because it's too triggering or they want to spend their money somewhere else, and that's totally fine. I
yeah,
support those people and I continue to fight this fucking battle against hockey culture for those people so that
yeah,
hopefully one day they can come back and be
come
like, oh,
back.
it is a little bit better. Because if you guys leave, if I leave, who's going to fill our spot?
Yeah,
White, Republican, conservative people
yeah,
they already own that sport. So
right,
I'm not ceding my space that I'm taking up.
right.
I'm just not.
yeah.
So
Well, and I think that's the thing is that taking up space is the most important thing. Like you said something about being loud earlier, and it's like it's not even about, the sound, the volume. It's about just being able to
no,
take up the space, and I
yeah.
think that that's the most important thing. And so I appreciate you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
think being loud, I'm able to be loud because I have 27,000 people behind me
Hmm.
or next to me and
Yeah.
other people being loud with me.
Yeah.
And I remember last year when all the craziness started in our country, like I was literally the only one in the hockey community saying anything. And I was just
Mm.
like, I felt so alone and so depressed last summer and so isolated and just like I really almost stopped last summer. I was
Mm.
really almost done. But then I started selling like the anti-ice stuff that I was able to like donate money to victims of ice, and the hockey community was backing me up, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh God, like the teams aren't going to do it. The leagues aren't going to do it. The big influencer account aren't going to do it, but like we are going to do it. Like the little people, the fans." So
Yeah.
that's truly why I stick around.
Mm. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Patty notoriously gets the last word, so we'll let her have the
Yes.
last word. What would you
Okay.
like?
I mean, how can it be anything but inclusivity?
Yeah.
Seriously, because the way you got into it, the group that got you into it, the vibe that you're promoting, and just it vibrates around you, Lacey. The whole being of you is inclusivity, and we feel it, and I know other people feel it with you, and we're grateful to be in your vibe.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. It's very, very hard for me to pause and take it in, but I am doing that in this moment and I feel it. So
Good.
thank
Good.
you. Not only from you, like I feel it from
There
As
everyone.
are
you should.
throngs of people. I love to use that word. There are, gaggles of
Yeah.
people who appreciate you and what you represent and the messaging that you're getting out. And like I said, if you see somebody in a double hockey sticks
They're
gear, I
safe.
almost guarantee they're going to be a safe person because, that's the community that you created. So thank you for that.
You. Yeah, thank you guys for being a part of it and
And
letting
I
me
love
be
your
a part of
pronouns.
yours.
And I wanted to say that and talk about inclusivity. Your pronouns are any and all. If you can't see that on our, on the screen, but any and all. What? How awesome is that? First time I've ever seen that.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like however you perceive me is fine with me. Like I'm not tied to anything. I am reconnecting indigenous and like reconnecting with my indigenous ancestry. So I do think of myself as two spirit.
Mm,
So I feel like I have both
yeah.
identities all the time. I will say though that if I'm dealing with men, they need to call me she and treat me
Mhm.
as a woman because that's how my entire life was lived up until this point. And I think there's respect there and it needs to be matriarchal in nature. And I need to be treated as a woman and respected as a woman by straight men.
Love it.
So
I just
everybody
got
else can tell
goosebumps.
me whatever they
Yeah.
want.
I just got goosebumps. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Lacey, thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. I appreciate all your time and meeting us. And I know that you got a lot going on, but we're just so excited for whatever's coming next for you because I know it's going to be huge and amazing.
I
So
can't
Thank
wait to
you.
see you again and
yeah,
hug you again.
yes.
Oh, we're gonna go to a PWHL game.
Oh,
San
Yes.
we're gonna go to
A
we're gonna go to multiple
quintuple.
PWHL
Yes,
games. So it's
yes.
like
People are gonna be sick of
we've
us.
got four West Coast teams. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Okay. I think that's it. I think
Yeah.
that's all we got.
Yay,
We're
thank
gonna talk
you.
next week, guys. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye. And that's the show. Tune in next time for another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.